For more updates, click on subscribe and click on bell button for latest notifications. We are going to see that mostly asked interview question in Kubernetes is, what is the difference between NodePort and ClusterIP in Kubernetes? So what is the major difference here? Let's see that how the difference makes here. So NodePort means NodePort is a type of service that exposes a service on a specific port of each node in the cluster. NodePort is a type of service, so exposes a service on a specific port. So that's a NodePort. So what is ClusterIP? ClusterIP is a type of service that exposes a service on a internal IP address that is only reachable from within the Kubernetes cluster. So that is the major difference between the NodePort and ClusterIP. So what NodePort actually does here? So when you expose a service using the NodePort, Kubernetes will allocate a specific port on every node in the cluster. So basically the port range starts from 30,000. In between 32,767 is the approximate number which makes the services available on those ports, and any traffic sent to these ports will be forwarded to the corresponding service. Example, if you expose any of the web services or kind of, so then that will be internally the 3000 range of port will be exposed on the port will be listening. Then the external phase would be that it would be a different port is listening, so that will be forwarding those traffic. So in ClusterIP, which means that this is the default type of the service in a Kubernetes. So example, so NodePort is typically used when you need to access a service from outside the Kubernetes cluster. For example, to expose a web application to the internet, so you need to have the NodePort, so you can use that service to be exposed using the NodePort. So what the ClusterIP do? So ClusterIP is used for communication between the services within the cluster. So that's the main part of it. Like example, it's internal communication also key important, that all the components works together, then only the cluster works smooth. So that's the major differences. So how we can define in a declarative manner in the YAML configuration file for when you want to basically implement a NodePort or the internal ClusterIP, right? So this is the major definition here. If you can see that the type here we use as a NodePort, and the port number we exposes, and the NodePort we definition is something like 30,000, 30,100, whatever it is. So you can utilize the range of that port to be exposed on the service, and on the IP range, right, we can use the service, and the port number we can definitely use that, but we don't need to specifically define any NodePort. So it would be automatically internal default component, so you need to specifically define anything over here. So that is the major difference between the in Kubernetes NodePort and the ClusterIP address. So make sure that you answered in a similar fashion, so that the interviewer get satisfied, then it goes smooth further. For more questions and answers, please subscribe to the channel. So I will be uploading more questions and answers in DevOps L2 and L3 level, like the level administrator who have more than L2 level and L3 level questions in most of the interviews. we attend the interviews and we get some questions from the most of the interviewers and the companies, top rated companies, CMMI 5 level companies and the top level companies. If you have any such a questions, post on the comment, so that we'll try to make one video so that it would be useful for the users, subscribers, or whoever want to going for the interview. Best of luck. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more upcoming videos and courses. Please follow us on social networking sites. One is Facebook. The Facebook page name is @Linux ARKIT. You can click on this button here and click like page so that you can follow us on Facebook. The next one is Instagram. Instagram page name is arkit.co.in. Click on follow button to follow me. And Twitter, if you have any questions on subject line, or if you have anything, you can just tweet me at @ravikumar48, so I will reply you most on the tweet back. For anything related, if you want the latest articles on my website, so here is my website details and email address details. You can reach me over here.